In case we're in any doubt about who Suella Braverman is, this is the racist Home Secretary. This is the Home Secretary who wants to attract attention by vilifying anybody who happens to come to the UK and happens to be non-British. Oh my goodness, like her own parents? No, surely not. Well, she now believes that she can stand in the Commons chamber. She can stand at the conference and spout prejudice. So in the past, it was thumping the dispatch box and saying "Invader" and vilifying Albanians and bringing an entire mass of law-abiding Albanian citizens onto the streets in London to protest, encouraging the Prime Minister of Albania, Edi Rama, the Crown Prince of Albania, Prince Leka, to protest, to question her language, her divisive and derisory language. And now she has she's moved on from talking about an invasion to talking about, she's got a new metaphor. A hurricane of millions of migrants coming to Britain. A hurricane. And she says that politicians are far too squeamish of being smeared as racists. Far more people in poorer countries would love to move to Britain than could ever be accommodated. This is fantasy politics. Fantasy politics. This is creating a straw tiger that no one can really challenge because this hasn't happened. And the only reason we have a problem with migration at the moment is because the Home Office has gone slow and hasn't processed the application. So we actually don't know who is legal and who is illegal. Suella Braverman has devised a new law, which is prejudicial, to define that anybody who comes to the UK by an illegal route is therefore an illegal migrant. But that isn't the case in international law. If, as she acknowledged in November, before her new law became law, before this fantasy law became law, she acknowledged to Tim Lawton in a Home Office committee hearing in the House of Commons that somebody from Africa could come to, the only way they could come to Britain by a safe and legal route was, no, there are no safe and legal routes. They have to come by a boat, by a small boat. They have to come on an illegal route over the Channel, and the moment that they get onto British soil, they can claim asylum, and then they legalise themselves. But of course, no longer. That route is now closed, but not internationally. So under international law, that is still a recognised way of travelling and a recognised way to... See, in fact, it is impossible now to claim asylum in the UK unless you happen to come by air. I don't quite know how you'd do that. Maybe you'd have to sort of get some sort of balloon, fly in with Mary Poppins. But of course, Nicola Sturgeon is otherwise engaged, sorting out her own travel arrangements with her caravan. But yeah, it's she's going to say that the UK had become enmeshed in a dense net of international rules which were designed in another era. She's quite right. She says that the Human Rights Act should be renamed the Criminal Rights Act. She's quite wrong. But the Human Rights Act needs to be constantly defined and constantly updated to make sure that it's applicable for the age we live in. She accuses Labour of denouncing those who wish to reduce immigration as racist. It won't work against Rishi Sunak, and it certainly won't work against me. No, you can still be a racist, Suella Braverman, and you are. You are. If you condemn an entire country simply because of their race, you are a racist. That is what it means to condemn something simply because of where somebody has come from or how somebody has come here is to be a racist. You judge people on their individual merit, and then you are not a racist. So if I judge Suella Braverman on her individual merit and I say she is wrong, I am not racist. Unless I judge her on the merit of her ancestry or her gender, then I am racist or sexist. But I am not doing that. I'm judging her on the language, the prejudicial, divisive language that she uses. And I find her and it abhorrent. And I find that quite frightening. And it's quite extraordinary. Oh, and apparently, a Conservative politician accused Suella Braverman of going on a homophobic rant, and he was ejected from the conference speech by police officers as he began heckling her. He was formerly the chairman of the London Assembly, and Andrew Boff. He is now apparently he was taken away by the police. You cannot challenge Suella Braverman. It is extraordinary. She doesn't answer questions like Rishi Sunak. She cannot be challenged, and if you attack her or question her, you are a racist or a misogynist. What utter tosh.